is how do they take down the LA Rams?
When you're playing teams like the Rams in Kansas City, it's going to be a constant thing. How do you keep those offenses off the field? Now, you can do it a variety of different ways. Typically, old-fashioned NFL football, we're going to run it. We're going to try to run it 35 to 40 times. We're going to make the game shorter. We're going to try to stay in bounds early in the game so the clock continues to run. We're going to be cognizant of that before we start the game, because if we can take a possession or two away from them, then that's the way to build. Both of these defenses, they have to, when you play against these teams, you have to be able to turn the ball over. So throughout the season, we start talking about how you're going to be able to beat the Rams, how you're going to be able to beat Kansas City. You got to control time and possession. New NFL, that means Drew Bress' specialty, throwing it short, keeping those completions going, and keeping that clock running. And when you get to the red zone, you got to score touchdowns. You cannot settle for field goals. So the Rams, they're relentless in what they're going to do to you, the pressure they put on you before you even start the game, because we know they're going to score points. So trying to play perfect football, I believe it affects you as you go on. So these teams are hard to play against, not only mentally, but physically, because you know the challenge. We got to help our defense out. It's one of those kind of games, and you have to do more than what you would normally do, and it puts pressure on the whole team.
I'm glad you focused on the Saints offense, because I'm going to focus on the Saints defense, because there is a template not to beating the Rams, but to coming real close. There have been 3 games this year they could have lost. Those are the 3 games this year that Jared Goff didn't play great. In the five games this year, Jared Goff's played great. The Rams have won by 20, 34, 12, 7, and 29. And the 7-point game was really a 14-point game with a touchdown late. If Jared Goff plays well, because of Todd Gurley and the other overpowering elements of the team, they're dominated. But against Seattle was up 7 in the 4th quarter, up 1 midway through the 4th quarter. That was a game Jared Goff was just okay. Against the Broncos, which was a 3-point game late, Jared Goff was bad. Against the Packers, Jared Goff was excellent only in the 2nd half, right? So the Saints' 28th ranked pass defense has to have its best game of the day, because if Jared Goff is out there dueling, they're going to win. If Jared Goff if Jared Goff has a great game, the Rams are going to win. So getting pressure on Goff is key, which is why it's a bummer for the Saints. Their #1 draft pick, Marcus Davenport's going to miss this game. He's going to be out, I think, about a month with some foot or toe injury. But I don't think you can beat the Rams by beating them 42-38. I don't think that's a pass.
There's one thing in this game I want you to watch, because it's something you picked out from the game last week, so I thought I was going to try to carry it forward. Huge advantage the Rams got in the game was special teams.
Yeah.
Mike Westhoff, special teams coordinator for the Saints. Sean Payton has an unbelievable ability in him to give him control. Watch for the onside kick. Watch for Tyson Hill, the quarterback from BYU, running some type of reverse. These are 2 of the better special teams. Watch how the coaches try to get some type of advantage in the special teams game. So Mike Westhoff, special teams coordinator for the Saints, I believe best special teams coach in the league, trying to get an advantage for their offense or for their defense.
All right, you spent time talking about their defense. You spent a little time on special teams. We just had a whole segment talking about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Drew Bress is very quietly putting together an incredible season. Is this the year he finally wins MVP?
So that's a very interesting question, because when you say finally, people be like, wait, what? Yeah, Drew Bress never won an MVP. Like, unfortunately for him, his best individual seasons have come in years. Guys had historic years. He had an unbelievable year the year Rodgers went 15-1. He had an unbelievable year the year Peyton threw 50 touchdowns. Like, he's just been up against some all-time seasons. I wonder if he's up against another all-time season this year in Pat Mahomes. Like, if the Kansas City Chiefs keep doing this, Pat Mahomes on pace for a 50-touchdown year himself, he's the leading candidate. But I would say the 2nd and 3rd place guys are playing in this game, Brees and Todd Gurley. Like, those are the guys right now nipping at Pat Mahomes' heels. And I'll tell you this, for the voters see, if it's close, the tie is going to go to Drew Bress. If it's close, people are going to say Pat Mahomes is going to have a lot of opportunities. This could be Drew Bress' last opportunity. If the all-time leading passer in NFL history is having one of, if not his best year ever, maybe he should be the league MVP.
What it's going to probably come down to is how strong the teams are at the end of the year. If you end up going 2-2, being Kansas City or New Orleans, because it's not going to be a numbers comparison. And you're right. you can be very, very lucky in that MVP because a quarterback, I remember Dante Culpepper. Remember he had that unbelievable year? He didn't get MVP. That was the year Peyton Manning had that record-breaking season. So, yes, these seasons happen to quarterbacks all the time. I didn't know Drew Brees wasn't an MVP. I didn't know this was his first opportunity. And it becomes that team success, I believe, divides between Patty Mahomes, Todd Gurley, Goff, and Drew Brees. Those four are having the best seasons that we have. But their team success, I believe, will give the edge to that player on who's going to be MVP.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, will Baker Mayfield be hurt by the firings in Cleveland? That's next on First Things First.
But it ain't going to help.
Yeah.
Not